So pretty much everyone wants freedom in their life. Freedom to travel, freedom to create, freedom to live life on their terms, freedom to live your one life the way you want to live it. That's what everyone wants, and you should want that. That's what else would we be here for if not to have the freedom to express ourselves and to create and to achieve the things we want to do and to provide for the people that we love. That's what life is all about. But unfortunately, most people don't have freedom. I definitely did not have freedom for the majority of my life. And it's even the same for you.
Absolutely.
Pretty much no one in our society, except for a very small percent, have actual total freedom.
True freedom.
True freedom. And that's what this video is about the 3 pillars of total freedom. And when you have these 3 pillars, you achieve what we call the freedom effect. And basically, the freedom effect, it's amazing. It's you can go wherever you want, you can do whatever you want with whoever you want. You can create what you want, you can provide for the people that you love, you can live a life of absolute abundance and freedom and happiness with none of those stresses or chains like weighing you down of normal society.
It's something that people they don't ever even envision, most people, unless they start thinking about, will I win the lottery? And then they start thinking that they can live this life of true freedom, when in reality, you could do this through just simply building a business, right? Mm-hmm. So the 3 pillars of freedom are what's absolutely so key. Having all 3 of them, most people, mostly, I would say, have 1, if that. But some people then get 2. But you'll meet very, very, very few people who are able to actually have 3. And that's why the business model of high-ticket affiliate marketing is so key, because it allows you to do that. Mm-hmm. So, Andrew, time, freedom, location, financial.
These are the 3 pillars: time, location, and financial freedom. I ruined that. It was such a good column. Misha drew this for us, and it's just so beautiful, and now I've ruined his art.
I think it's good.
Time, location, and financial freedom. Those are really, if you think about it, the things you need to live a beautiful, free life. Now, obviously, there's things such as like mental freedom, where you're free of your negative thoughts and your worries. But a lot of that is possible through this. It's very hard to just consider yourself free when you have like debts holding you down, or where you have to be at work for 10 hours a day. I remember even when I was in college, I was studying engineering, and I remember getting back at the end of my day after doing classes and studying and going out with friends and doing all these things. I didn't even have time to think about the higher level things of life. Like I didn't even have time to explore things like meditation. I didn't even have time to explore learn things I wanted to learn. I was just so exhausted by the end of the day that I couldn't do it. So, when you have these 3 pillars, you're able to actually, you're going to have everything you need to go to the next level in your life.
It's the freedom effect.
It's the freedom effect.
It's what people experience. Like we were just joking around earlier, like when people come to visit us, wherever we are, like we have a crew now that we're all traveling together, but like when people come visit, they experience the freedom effect when they're around us, because they're starting to see like that this is like the life that we actually live. Mm-hmm. Because if you have all 3 of these, your life is incredible versus having just 2 or having 1, or having none, right? So it's something that's so important to understand and start thinking about, because most people, like you said, they're just kind of going. They're in that same, day-to-day hustle, and they're doing the same thing, and it's just a loop. Yeah, it's like the same track. It's like listening to the same song over and over and over again, basically.
Yeah.
And it's because you're not changing anything. So it's like having these, your life is incredible.
And the reason is because when you have, money is an obvious one, right? Like when you have more money, you can do more things. It's just money is power. It's portable power.
It's energy,
It is. It's like, hey, like I want to buy this house. Hey, I want to go buy a plane ticket. Hey, I want to go, have my wife quit her job and she can come travel with me, or whatever it is, right? You can use money for anything. But if you just have money, like think of doctors or lawyers, right? Mm-hmm. Talked to a lawyer last night. She's extremely successful. She makes a lot of money. And I asked her, do you like it? And she's like, not really, because I'm in an office all day and it's really, really boring, and I don't get to do the things I want to do. And like my small windows of time that I do have to myself, I'm usually just recharging. And that to me is really scary, because I worked for a guy who was worth a lot of money, like over $50 million. And this guy was very, very wealthy. He was very like, he had this pillar sorted, but he absolutely did not have either of these. He did not have time or location freedom. He was stuck in one office, stuck in one place. And even though he had the money, he couldn't go out and use that money to enjoy life. He couldn't even really experience this pillar because he was too busy working, keeping up with his business.
That might be you, honestly, watching this right now. You might feel that way. Like, I have money, but it's like I don't have the time to even enjoy it, or I'm looking forward to that next vacation, or you're always just on Instagram looking at vacation photos and different things. Like, it's rough because you feel like, wow, I've worked to get to this point. I've worked so hard and I'm successful by the eyes of my family, my peers, my coworkers, maybe, all of that. But in reality, you feel inside like, it like hurts inside because you feel like you can't really enjoy it. You're kind of like tired of playing this character, which is just working and working and working, doing the same thing because more is out there. And that's why, like, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have any time to spend it, or you don't have the freedom to go wherever you want to spend it, it's like, I promise you, it's a lot cooler to have money and then be able to go to Paris and go shop at the dopest stores, literally like some of the dopest stores in the world, when you just have the freedom to do it.
Absolutely.
Versus it being a vacation or something.
Like an escape.
Exactly. It shouldn't be an escape.
No.
Your life should be that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is when you have all these pillars.
When you have the freedom effect.
Like, imagine when you have not only the money, like your bank account is just stacked and you're ready to go wherever you want. But you can also go ahead and purchase a plane ticket to Barcelona and decide to move there for a month because you have location freedom and time freedom. And the way that you achieve this, I mean, pretty obvious, right? You're not going to get there through a job. It's just not possible because you're always on someone else's schedule. You have to be in a certain place, and like your time is basically being exchanged for money.
Yeah.
So you don't ever have this freedom. So, the obvious way to get this is to build a business. For the average person, it's to build a business. You can get it other ways, like through investing and all that. But like, if you're someone's like, look, I want to learn like skills that will set me free and give me a vehicle to achieve this, your best bet is building a business. Now, when most people build a business, most people do this. They build some sort of business. This is a business. This beautiful square here is a business. And they build a business because they're like, I want to be my own boss. I want to, make my own hours. I want freedom, right? They leave it at that though. I want freedom. They don't really break it down into these three pillars. And what happens is a typical business is designed to make money, right? But that's very different than a business designed to give you absolute total freedom. Because what happens is most people will spend years of their lives, years building this business, and they'll finally get it. They might even get it profitable. They might even get it to a place where they're, they can quit their job and they're stoked. They're like, yes, I don't have this job. But then what happens is they have 20 clients and they need to be getting on calls because they're doing consulting work or agency work or whatever. And they just got orders everywhere and they're just like scrambling. And now instead of being on someone else's payroll, they're essentially on their own payroll. So they've created a job for themselves. So yeah, they might have financial freedom, but they still definitely don't have time or location freedom. And they've done all this work to build what we call
golden jail cell.
A golden jail cell.
Golden jail cell is a really important concept to understand because if it's basically you having financial and usually somewhat of location freedom at this point, you don't have the time freedom. So it's really like kind of overwhelming. You're in a position where you're probably doing a ton of fulfillment for your business. And I was like almost just like about to start laughing when you start explaining it because it's just like we went through so much pain ourselves building businesses like this. So we have experienced this.
So many different ones.
Personally how this is and how much this hurts, how much this can destroy relationships. It can really get bad. It can get to a level where you're not only in a golden jail cell, but you're also inside of this golden palace inside of a golden jail cell. It's like the worst case scenario, you're making like a ton of money and you've got a lot of commitments, there's a lot of moving parts, you have employees and team members, and you realize you're miserable because you don't have the time to really go and do things. It's just more work. You're working to work more, basically.
Yep.
So you have to hack that.
It's kind of like an illusion, right? Because you'll see guys online or people online talking about like, hey, build this business, like learn how to build an agency, doing Facebook ads for people, or learn how to do this thing, this new shiny business model. And that's great. But like Steven said, like we've done this, and it's cool when you're making a lot of money, you're making 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month, 50 grand a month. That's cool. And you look successful to everyone else. Like there's gold on it, right? Everyone else from the outside sees it and they're like, that's dope. You're killing it.
You're validated. Everyone thinks you're crushing it.
You're the entrepreneur who's crushing it, who made it. But and on the inside, you're stuck and you know it.
And it's a deep black hole. It's sad.
It is. And tough. What are you going to, like, when you're here, when you're at this point, you know how hard that is to walk away from a business that's doing well, but that you're trapped inside of? Especially if you quit your job to build this business. This is now your livelihood. Maybe your family's livelihood. How the hell are you going to escape from that?
Yeah,
it's very
especially
difficult
when you have contracts and you build like an agency where it's like, okay, now you're contracted with work that these people are paying you for maybe sometimes 12 to 18 months. People are like, oh, you know, I just got a new client. It's like, oh, 10 grand a month for, 2 years or something. And it's like, holy shit. Well, hopefully you love what you're doing, and hopefully you love, you haven't overcommitted to a client. We've had times where we've done that, where we're just like,
totally,
it's intense, but you get to fire your clients and basically escape the golden jail cell to really achieve the freedom effect.
Yeah.
And that would be having all three.
So instead of like going through all the nonsense we went through to get here, literally years, like we're all smiling now and we're breaking this down for you, making it simple on a whiteboard. It's not fucking fun when you're doing this for 2 years and you put your entire life into a business just to realize that you've built yourself a trap. And you're stuck there, and it's really, really difficult to get out of. And no one tells you this. Not the guru who's selling you a course, not the guy ahead of you who's super successful and wants you to think that he's successful. Is like, yeah, you should build this business because it's really good, and I love what I do. While on the inside, he has this. We meet many, many people who have this.
Yeah, so just being aware of this and like consuming this right now, this content that from us, you're basically now becoming aware of this because the freedom effect is so real and so attainable. And this is the life you want. You want time, location, and financial.
And instead of doing this and then figuring it out, which hopefully you haven't done this already, but if you have, at least now you're aware of it and you can escape from it. Instead of doing this, we wanted to make this video so that you never have to go through this. Instead, you can just be smarter, learn from our mistakes, start with the end in mind. Like we said, most businesses are designed with the idea to make money. But if you build your business with the idea to achieve all these pillars and have absolute, complete freedom where no one can tell you what to do, where you can go anywhere in the world with a Wi-Fi connection, anywhere in the world. I've been traveling for 3 years full time building my businesses. This is absolutely 100% possible in this day and age. It's never been possible before. This is an incredible opportunity that's never been available in human history ever. But we have been lucky enough to be born at this point of time to take advantage of something like this so that we can have this freedom and give our gifts to the world and really create what you want to create, give what you want to give. So instead of going through all this, now you know that you can start with the end in mind and design your business instead of just trying to make money and hustling for the next dollar, the next client, and then realizing that you're trapped. If you start with the end in mind, it is much, much easier to achieve this.
You have to design it to get it. You have to be aware of it and really know what you want. Because most people, like we said, they start their business, but the reason that they end up here is because they didn't think about this. They didn't think about, okay, I want actual time freedom. I want location freedom, and I want the money as well. So it's like, you got to build a successful business that allows you to have these. So that way you can live life to the fullest extent. And that's your purpose. You're here to live life. You're not here to be slaving away behind a desk all week. You're here to go out there and live your dreams and do the things that fire you up and get you excited.
Absolutely.
And have the freedom effect.
That's why we recommend for people who want to build a digital business and really just achieve this, plain and simply, high ticket affiliate marketing is by far the best vehicle that we've seen to do that. Because you don't have to deal with clients. You don't have to deal with fulfillment. You don't have to deal with sales. You can automate your marketing, right? In any business, you can break down most businesses into 3 simple stages, really. The first part is marketing, right? You have to go out and tell people what you have. So you have marketing, and then you have sales. And then it's like, hey, okay, you guys see what we have. Do you want to buy it? There's a sales process for that business, right? And then you have fulfillment. I'm just gonna put that.
F-U-L.
L.
The L in between the F there.
Oh,
Just for our viewers.
We were just joking about how I can't spell. Vanish had to help me with the freedom effect. Fulfill, right? So three major parts to any business, if you could break it down to that, right? And in most businesses, you have to do the marketing, you have to do the sales, and you have to do the fulfillment. But with high ticket affiliate marketing, since you're promoting someone else's product, they're doing the fulfillment, not you. So that's actually taken care of for you. And then when it comes to sales, it's the same thing. As an affiliate, you're never selling the product. We always tell our clients, you're not selling the product.
You're doing it wrong if you're selling.
The company has materials that are designed to sell the product for you, whether that's, if you're familiar with lead magnets, like, promotional materials, webinars, videos,
to get somebody
interested
pages. in their world, and then the marketing is done by the company.
Exactly.
So, for the most part.
So sales is done for you. It's not your job as an affiliate, but your main job, your main responsibility as an affiliate is marketing. Basically what you're doing as an affiliate is you're taking someone's proven system and you're attaching pipelines to it to fill that with leads. That's really all you're doing is building these pipelines.
Proven. It's already a proven system.
It's already working.
It's already been built. The entrepreneur went through all the, the chugging up the hills with, all their gear and just crushing it out in the trenches for maybe however long. And then now you get to capitalize on it as a high ticket affiliate just by sliding on in and being, hey,
attaching a pipeline.
I'll be an affiliate and send you traffic.
Yeah. And which is extremely valuable to most business owners, because most business owners are not very good at marketing. So extremely valuable to these business owners.
We've added 6 figures to our income in the last year from affiliates.
Yeah.
So
and we're just getting started with our affiliate program.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, the potential. But anyway, as an affiliate, your main focus is marketing. However, what you can do as an affiliate is you can automate this process of marketing. Now, thanks to softwares, to running direct response ads, you don't have to build some big audience. That would take years. You don't have to build a blog and get it to 100,000 viewers every month. You don't have to be famous.
To rank on anything.
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to do SEO. Mm-mm. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You
can basically use the most cutting edge marketing systems to date that have never been available before and attach these pipelines to the product. And you can obviously, you're going to want to keep an eye on your business. I'm not saying that you can step away, but when you automate marketing, like I had a client that we're working with, she just texted me and her campaign is up. And now she's just sitting there and waiting. She's in the straight jacket period where she doesn't touch it and she just looks at the data. And that's basically it. And once it starts working, once she starts tweaking all the bolts, she will have an automated business. That is a real thing and is very, very possible, contrary to what most people in this space are saying. This is absolutely possible. It just has to be done the right way.
It's beautiful, actually, because it's once you learn these skills, you have these for life. And this is something that's blowing up over the next 5 years, right? Yeah. It's going to be $1 billion a day industry of people purchasing self-education and all these different things online, as more and more people start to realize that college isn't really what they, thought it would be, and it's a lot of debt and a lot of different things, and they can learn from people who are actually doing it out in the field who make online courses. So it's insane, the potential for this skill set. Mm-hmm. And it gives you all of these, right? Exactly. Because if marketing is the only thing you focus on,
and you can automate it,
then completely, hands-free, which is amazing.
And then all these are taken care of. So you're making money, right? Financial pillar sorted. You can make a lot of money in high ticket affiliate marketing. When we first started, how much did you make in your first month?
My first month with everything running was like 12 grand profit. 12 grand. Profit. That was cash in the bank.
That's amazing. I think I made like 14 grand in commissions, maybe about 10 grand profit.
Nice. No.
But that's because we learned from people who were doing this, from people who had what we wanted. We went out and found the people who had the exact lifestyle we wanted and said, hey, what are you doing? Can you show us how to do this?
Anyone that has all of these are just magical people to be around.
Yeah, they usually are. Because they're free.
Exactly. And they're usually happier. Yeah. Because there's less tied down. And even if you live in one location, you don't have to travel the whole world if you don't want to, but you can have the freedom to do it if you want. You can freedom to do whatever you want.
Or work from home in your pajamas and then go watch Netflix. I can't tell you how many times I just be working and then I just do it. My girlfriend would come over and we just watch Netflix and I didn't leave the house. I just ordered food and I was just chilling. It is so cool. So you have financial because you're making money. You have location because you're doing it from your laptop, and you can even upgrade to just using your phone. Most days I don't even open my laptop anymore. And you have time because all of this is automated. You're not a doctor taking on new patients. You're not a lawyer taking on a new case. You have just leveraged.
Yep.
You're just done it the intelligent way with outcome in mind.
You're working to work less.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that's so important to understand. You're working to work less by building systems that are automated, and by basically then leveraging this system to live a life of actual true freedom. Exactly. And have the freedom effect in your life. And think about the ripple effect you'll have on others.
Wow.
By developing this for yourself. What will your family think of you? What will your kids or your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend think of you as a role model just to society, as somebody that is an example of a human being that can really go out there and live, and you can do things that are really important to you, mm-hmm. that are dear to your heart, like, philanthropic things, and have the freedom to do that and experience life at that level. You deserve it. Absolutely. Every single person deserves it.
Absolutely.
But people don't talk about it enough. So,
and that's why we want to make this video. So work hard, but work smart. You don't have to go in circles for years. You don't have to grind your face off. Why? Like when someone told me, is like, I saw one of these quotes on Instagram, and it was like, spend 10 years of your life like no one else will, so you can live the rest of your life like no one else can. And that's a cute phrase, but when I read that, I was 20, and I was like, do I want to spend my 20s grinding my face off? What?
It sounds so terrible when you say it.
It is so terrible, but that's what's being pushed. Start with the end in mind, live an amazing life, and then give that, so true. When you have that freedom, give back to the world and spread that light.
Let it go through you. It's not just about you getting everything, which you will, but it's about others getting from you as well.
100%.
So go crush it. Hope this video was helpful, and we'll see you again.
Peace.